Hello everybody, Fraser here, and Fraser from Teachers Exchange. Teachers Exchange is a business, a courseware marketplace for online English teachers that will be launching sometime in March. But anyway, today I thought I've been reading a lot of comments on my Facebook group, Online Teaching Jobs, that a lot of teachers are kind of a little bit lost at the moment since the big shutdown in China. So I thought I'd talk about what are some options for online English teachers at the moment and what kind of things that they can be looking at. So really, when it comes to online teaching, there are three main options. There are schools that are hiring. There are creator profile schools. This is kind of a in-between between full-on freelancing and marketing yourself and working for a company. So it can be a good place, a good way for teachers to slowly transition into full freelancing. But what happened in China when all the large companies that teach kids were forced to shut down? It left a real void in the market, and what happened was parents in China were secretly going online, if they were tech savvy enough, and looking around through VPNs or whatever and trying to find independent online teachers or create a profile platforms where they can find teachers for their kids, because often, even though the government doesn't want them to do it, they still want the need is still there. So let's talk about some of the different companies that are available now. Let me give you my review on the different creator profile companies that are, well, they've been around for years, but they've blown up recently. And finally, let me talk to you a little bit about your option to freelance as well. So first, which schools are hiring now? Claudia, a blog writer for our platform, put this together about 3 months ago, so it's a little bit dated, but most of these companies are still recruiting. So there is Nil English. Nil English is a small English based in Korea. Unfortunately, they don't pay very well. They pay just $9 an hour, which is extremely low. But they do have a large student base, and you could end up with a full schedule with this company. So I'll provide this link. I'll provide all the links in the video, as this Teachers Exchange isn't actually open yet. So if you try to go to the website, you'll just get a under maintenance message. The second option is CAMBLY, but we'll talk about that later, because CAMBLY is more of a creator profile type company than a direct teaching company, if that makes sense. There's OutSchool, which again is a kind of a creator profile one, so we'll talk about that later. Open English is a big company in Latin America. There's also another company in Latin America called Latin Hire, which again pays a little bit low, and they're not very honest with their marketing. They advertise that you can earn much more than you actually can, but they are an option, and they do have a large student base. So Latin Hire and Open English are two options too. You can have a look at that. So here is Open English. You can click and apply directly on the website. This is not an affiliate link or anything. I'm just helping you here. Again, Preplay, we'll talk about that later. ITALKI as well. They're creator profile companies. The StarKid is a Hong Kong company. So currently Hong Kong is not subject to the Chinese regulations currently. I'm not, let's not get into that, but eventually they may be. But anyway, if we have a look at StarKid, they are hiring. They teach kids online, and they pay an alright amount, $25 an hour. So you can go ahead and have a look at that school too. And then the last one is NovaKid. NovaKid has offices all over the world. They're a large platform, and they require native speakers, and they also require you to have a degree. Again, the pay can be quite low, so you've got to go in and make sure you negotiate a good rate. but it is an option to consider as well. And if you're really desperate looking for work at the moment and you're complaining, oh, there's no jobs, apply to every one of these and see what comes back. Okay, so they're kind of the options that I currently know about with regards to online companies that you can work for. Now, actually, I'm currently in talks. I can't say too much about this. There may be a situation coming in the next few months where I will need to personally hire hundreds of teachers for a new online school. And if that does happen, we'll make sure we offer a good rate between $15 and $20 an hour. Yeah, that may be something. So keep an eye on my page, keep following me, and I will update you if that opportunity does actually happen. Okay, so other than that, the second option you've got are the create a profile schools. So let's go through them together. The first one here is CAMBLY. CAMBLY is well known, and they have students all over the world. I am actually a teacher on CAMBLY, so I can show you my my actual account. Although I don't really teach on there, just because I don't have time. Although now and again when I'm bored and I can't sleep at 3 a.m. in the morning, the good thing about CAMBLY is basically whenever you feel like teaching, you come in and you make yourself available. You click that button that was just there, and then you can start teaching instantly. People will call you and you'll be paid per minute of call time. So this isn't really teaching, it's really more of a free talk platform where you're being paid per your time just to chat with students. So you don't have to do any prep time, any lesson plans, you're just talking. It's just pure talking, maybe offer a few corrections, but they don't expect too much of you, which is why they only pay $10.20 per hour, or $12 if you're teaching kids. They have a thing called priority hours, and if you open this hour, it means you are guaranteed at least 20 minutes of teaching time during that hour. So if I wanted to teach tonight, which I don't because I've got other things going on, I could select 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. And although you're only guaranteed 20 minutes, I'd say most of the time you're going to be getting closer to 50 minutes up to the full hour. So yeah, there are lots of hours available. A lot of people report applying for CAMBLY and it takes a long time to get in. And sometimes they don't even reply to applications. They're really bad. A lot of online companies are really bad when it comes to applications. They take in thousands and they often miss people who are qualified, or they forget to get back to people. So it's kind of luck of the draw. Okay, the other option for online teaching is ITALKI. I also have an ITALKI profile, and I teach a few hours a week on this platform. I don't do many because I'm busy with my private students and I also run a business, but I do have some students with this. I've set my rate a little bit higher than most people, which is probably why I get less bookings. But you can go to, you can apply to teach in ITALKI as well. So I've done 177 lessons on this platform. And the way it works with ITALKI is you set your own rate, and you create a little teacher profile, and then the system, the algorithm will market you to students and book you classes. So that's how it works with ITALKI. That's the second option for a create a profile company. The third option that I know of is AMAZINGTALKER, which I also have a profile with, although I haven't done much with them. Create AMAZINGTALKER versus ITALKI. So ITALKI has a far better user interface and platform. AMAZINGTALKER is a little bit clunky. So they have, it's just like, it's sometimes hard to find, like when you're looking for certain places, like you're looking for the payment or you're looking for the scheduling, or it's weird. There's like random buttons stuck down here, that not everything's in the menu. It's not a very well designed website. it's clunky and it has a lot of bugs. As you can see, I've not done much on it. I've just kind of trialed to see what this website is like. I had a couple classes, trial classes, which are at a lower rate. Both of them went in. Both of my trials booked 40 hours right after the trial class. So as you can see, and I set my rate really low. So one thing about these platforms, the only way really to succeed with create a profile platforms where you have to set your own rate. CAMBLY, you don't set your rate, it's fixed, but ones that you do, you have to come in really low, and you have to come in with a lot of availability until you build up a reputation and you build up a student base. Then you can month after month gradually increase your prices until you get to $25, $30, $35 an hour, or whatever your target is. That's kind of how it works with these platforms. Another one is Preplay. Now, I applied for Preplay and I'm still waiting for my profile to be approved. So I've recently been going through all these platforms just to try and see what they're like. And it's going to take 5 days, but I'm pretty confident my profile will be approved. And Preplay is a similar system. Again, it's more similar to ITALKI than AMAZINGTALKER. And I think, again, they have from what people who work there have told me, it has a better user interface than AMAZINGTALKER. And somewhere along the lines of ITALKI's kind of system. Again, you set your own rate here, and again, really the tactic that you need to do is come in low at between $10 and $15 an hour, and then slowly increase over time. Okay, so that's how it works with those. I think that's the big players when it comes to create a profile schools. So let's talk about the advantages and the disadvantages. So somebody asked me this. Well, somebody posted on one of the Facebook groups recently, and I replied to them regarding this. So there's a Facebook group run by my friend called Independent, I forget the name now. Online Teachers, Independent, Fulfilled and Highly Paid. It's a really good community of online teachers who are freelancing or want to freelance. This is run by a friend of mine, a Kid Canada. So let me see if I can find the comment. So someone posted that they're really upset here about the situation with AMAZINGTALKER. I can't find where it is now. Okay, I can't find it. Anyway, but basically he was complaining that a student complained about one of his lessons. It was an unfair complaint. He'd been on the algorithm had put him to the top page of AMAZINGTALKER for months because he was getting lots of good reviews, lots of good lessons, and one bad review pushed him down to page 7, which is really going to reduce his booking rate and potential income. And the review was disingenuous. It was just a bad student who was arrogant and rude and gave a bad report anyway, because he wouldn't go out of his way to do things that weren't really required of him. So in this case, that is one of the biggest disadvantages of create a profile schools. With these kind of companies, ITALKI, CAMBLY, AMAZINGTALKER, Preplay, you are at the will, you are at the mercy of the algorithm. And the algorithm can change month after month, and you're also at the mercy of the platform deciding they've got too many teachers of a specific niche and just decide to drop you. So you're also at the mercy of their payment systems, if they're monthly payments or twice monthly. So ITALKI pays twice a month, AMAZINGTALKER pays once a month, CAMBLY pays weekly, which is a huge advantage. Although the pay rate is low, a lot of people have a go at me for promoting Cambly, but it is what it is. It pays really low, but you do no prep. You can teach at any time. You log in and teach when you're bored. It can be like, sometimes I have insomnia, I can't sleep, it's 2 a.m. I'll log in and I will open a couple priority hours, and I'll get students. I'll talk to someone in Europe, in Russia, in the Middle East, and generally you meet interesting people and you're just having a friendly chat, and then you get paid for it, and then you get the money out at the end of each week. So it's low, it's $10.20, but there are advantages to it. So getting back to create profile companies as a whole, the biggest disadvantage is you're at the mercy of the algorithm, and you're at the mercy of their payment system. If they're late, they're holding your money. Whereas if you freelance, you receive the money in advance. You sell a 10-hour course, you receive the money for 10 hours, and then you manage your schedule with your student. Now, the advantage of a create a profile school is that you instantly have access to a huge pool of students, and you can dip your toes in this pool. But again, the disadvantage is that there are lots of teachers dipping their toes in this pool, and it can become very competitive, and it can you can get to a stage, unless you can really market yourself as special and niche in some way, you're just going to be competing on price with other teachers, and it pushing people down and down and down until you're barely making anything. So that would be one of the other disadvantages. Another advantage of create a profile companies, again, is that you can get started really fast. Whereas with freelancing, you may have to spend 3 months, 6 months, even up to a year building up content online, marketing yourself through social media, through word of mouth, maybe even spending money on ads, maybe even spending money on hosting on websites, and setting up payment gateways so you can receive payments from your students. So working for create a profile schools takes away a lot of this active work that you would have to do as a freelancer. So as a freelancer, you're putting in a lot more hours of admin work, which you do because you hope in the future that the work that you're putting in now will compound and earn you more in the future, when you get to the stage where you can comfortably charge $40 or more an hour, and you can maybe even sell paid video courses and other things. So overall, what's my advice for online teachers who are out of work now and not sure what to do? I would say, firstly, get signed up to every create a profile school out there. AMAZINGTALKER, CAMBLY, a Preplay, AMAZINGTALKER, CAMBLY, Preplay, I don't even know how to say that. They're the three. I talked about another one, didn't I? AMAZINGTALKER, ITALKI, Preplay, CAMBLY. Get set up with all 4 of them, or as many that will accept you. And also go and apply possibly to some of these schools that you wish to work for. Now, I'm only advising doing this if you haven't got the time and the resources and the willingness to learn how to freelance, because really, if you can be an independent teacher, a totally independent teacher, it has massive advantages over working for companies. But really, this is only something, in my opinion, you should do if this is a full-time career for you and you want to do it for multiple years, and it's not just a thing on the side to make a bit of extra money. Because in this case, you can build up your own platform, your own reputation. You can even expand, bring in your own teachers and earn a commission on them in the future. You can run video courses that you can sell on your platform as well. There's other ways of generating income, and you control it all. And but it also means everything's down to you. If you mess up, it's your fault and you lose everything. So, but the same applies for working for companies. So, yeah. So that's my advice to online teachers right now. If you can freelance and you want to learn and take, I do have a course, but it doesn't honestly it doesn't go into that much depth about online teaching. I know Teacher Kid Canada has a course as well, and there's also lots of Facebook groups where you can get free information. There's YouTube videos out there of teachers talking about it. They can give you free information. You can go on Google and learn how to market with ads. You can do a cheap $10 Udemy course on SEO and things like that, and skills that you need to learn. But you've got to be willing to learn if you want to be an independent teacher, and you've got to be willing to put in lots of unpaid hours at first to build up the skills necessary and to build up a reputation and a following. So if this is something you just want fast cash, then online schools and companies and creator profile companies are probably your best bet. But if this is something that you're doing as a long-term career, then I would at least think about getting started learning on the side how to build an independent, how to freelance totally independently. And you can do that on the side while working for other companies and making a bit of money, and then slowly building up your own platform till it gets to the stage where you can stop working for the other companies.